Alright everyone, happy Thursday. Welcome back to another edition of American Truck Simulator by Numpty. That's probably not entirely true. So, this is my Kenworth W900 and we are picking up some iron pipes today. We have 45,000 pounds behind us. But to keep this thing rolling, we have a Cummins KT under the hood. That is a 19 litre behemoth of an engine. This particular model has 525 horsepower and is voiced by the Zeemods Big Cam engine. And here comes the boom. Today's trip's mostly through Texas. We're from El Paso in the very southwest corner up to Amarillo, which is in the Panhandle. So without much ado, let's make like a cheese and get on the road. My voice is still not 100%. It's definitely better than it has been. So I may not talk the whole way through this trip, which is probably good news because we get to listen to Zeemods instead. So the KT, I just dropped this thing off the curb like it's hot. Yes, the Cummins KT, it was not designed for trucks originally. It was an industrial engine. It's 18.9 or 19 litre, depending on where you look. It's available with up to 600 factory horsepower. The entry-level model is 450. I'm using the mid-range 525 today. That's KTA, it might be known as, so Cummins KT aftercooled. 525 horsepower and 1650 foot-pounds of torque. Now, if you are familiar with how torque curves work, that will tell you that this engine needs revs to deliver the power. And in that regard, it's not that dissimilar to the NTC Big Cam. Zeemods sound is not the same as the KT, but in this case it'll do, and I enjoy this engine anyway. It's gonna be an interesting trip, and I'm looking forward to this. We'll see how well my voice lasts, and we'll see how well the weather holds and all that kind of jazz. But so far so good. For the transmission, well, today we're using another old school gearbox as well. We're using a 15 speed. And it's a direct drive, this particular one, so I'm not entirely sure if this is spec for 1650 foot-pounds of torque. I'm just going to pretend like it is. We've got a 2.79 final drive, so if you've played the stock game, and I'm sure that you have, it's marginally taller than the stock 10 speed in Top Gear. So you're looking at about 1300 revs when you're cruising along at 55 in top. However, with 525 horsepower and I'm in Texas, I will not be cruising at 55. I'm going to be aiming for the 65, 70, 75 and possibly even 80 depending on the speed limit. But hey, I have a powerful truck. I'm going to make the most of it. I guess one thing I will say, and it's definitely a theme in my videos, and that's fuel consumption or mileage. I do not expect this truck to get very good fuel consumption. I mean, we might get 4 miles per gallon, we might get 4.5, but we're not going to be getting the sort of 6 to 7 to 8s. Now, I've changed my economy in the games, but that doesn't matter so much. And like I say, I'm not going to be driving for economy. Oh, I just went through yellow. Yeah, I got fined. Well, this was going to be a perfect trip, I just ruined it, but thankfully, I'm not going to be averse to perhaps bending a few speed limits here and there. Alright, well, sit back and enjoy the ride, and I'll check in a jiffy when I've taken a sip of tea, because we Brits like our tea. You know, it'd be really nice if this road would open up just a little bit. I can get around some of this star traffic, because this feels painfully slow. Of course it's not, I'm being dramatic, but there we go. But I think that this highlights how this game can be somewhere between incredibly stressful and so relaxing. Because, you know, this should be relaxing. Here I am hunkering along, I'm doing, you know, kind of a moderate speed. I'm able to use Top Gear and I'm just enjoying it. And yet, if I were in a hurry, I mean, how am I going to pass this store traffic? Yes, I've got a lot of power and there's a bit of weight behind me, but I need miles to accelerate up to 75, 80. well, I mean, he says going down a hill and picking up speed nicely. A little bit of engine brake here, a little bit of Jake. But yeah, this game is beautiful, and I'm using stock graphics settings for this particular this game. I don't have any of the enhanced vegetation or road surface or any of that kind of jazz going on. But single lane roads and streaming behind traffic, you know, that's what happens in real life, and I should be relaxed by this, but I kind of want to get a move on. I want to make some good progress. I want to use the power. And that's just kind of funny because, well, I got 2 lanes, but I'm going up a hill, so I can't make that much progress. Let's just drop a gear and see if that helps. And I'm using cruise control, so basically this KT will be at full power. And I'm holding on to my speed, but I'm not accelerating. What's that, 1700 revs on the tacho? I mean, this is where the power band really starts to come on song. We should be flying up this hill. So I'm going to narrate this bit because I was able to keep the same speed going up this hill but not make any progress right until I came across slower moving traffic, and then maybe things weren't so bad after all. I think that's fair enough to say. So yeah, here's me climbing this hill, not entirely as quick as a fart in a bath, but still fairly effectively. I think it's fair to say I'm happy with the progress I'm making in this trip. Better than my voice is progressing, that seems to be the case.
How many times do I
I'm speeding again, and I love this time of day. It's starting to get dark, shadows are getting longer. Yeah, it's just enjoyable. Well, here I am maneuvering in traffic. I gotta get into the other lane. That's always been a challenge, and I'm finding that the KT is not the best engine for that kind of inner city crawl. Not that you'd really expect it to be. It's not as flexible as I'd like, and there's a bit of inertia in that engine. When you change gear, you gotta wait for the revs to catch up. Now, I am driving this in automated mode today. I decided I wasn't going to do the manual because I'm tuning the high gear and low gear sensitivity, and because I'm tuning how the gearbox is going to work. But it's definitely takes us time to change gear, and that's something that's the X12 or the M11 or the smaller engines don't have the same issue, and it is built into the simulation, so I kind of expect that. And absolutely yes, some of that inertia is probably caused by it being an older design engine, but if you have that sweet hankering feeling of what would a modernized Cummins KT be like, well, you've got the QSK19 engine pack, which is available on the Steam Workshop. I'll put a link below if I don't forget, but you can go ahead and drive that, which is a thoroughly modernized, no, it's not thoroughly, it's a modernized version of this engine, just not up to the latest emission standards. that's what I'm talking about. Using all that power to drive fast in a straight line. Yeah, okay. But you know, I think that this is a pretty good place to end the video with today. Here I am heading into I'm heading east, so I could be heading into the sunrise. Here I am heading into the sunrise, hunkering along quite nicely at a reasonable speed, just enjoying a desert highway. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. This this engine is experimental. I'm playing around with it. It's using a Zeemods sound and engine pack with custom torque curve. I'll put a link to that engine pack down below. I hope you've liked what you've seen, and if you have, you know what to do. And if you haven't, you also know what to do. Have a great day, everyone. I'll catch you in the next one. Keep the rubber side down. Cheerio!